Welcome to the Jaguar Football Show, where we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. It's brought to you by the Louisiana Lottery, Manda's Fine Meat, Blue Cross Blue Shield of Louisiana, Turner Industries, Care South Medical and Dental, LaBerge Casino, Louisiana 988 Helpline, Exxon Mobil, and Louisiana Propane Association.
Hello and welcome to the Jaguar Football Show, where each week we bring you all the exciting action of the Southern University football program. We come to you each Monday about noon from Monte Cristo Cigar Bar and Bistro, located in Scotlandville at 7808 Howell Boulevard. You can catch us about 6 times a week on TV, and you can catch us at your leisure on our digital channels. Perry, let's jump right into this thing. During the open week, we always win. You know why? Because we show the best of the highlights of the Southern University Jaguar football team. So let's go ahead on and jump into those offensive plays from the 2025 season, and we're going to show you some of the best looks from the offense this year. Here you see Trey Holly doing his thing. Trey's got a nice gift, Perry. You think he'll come back to the Jaguars, or he'll hit that transfer portal?
That's a big question because, you know, he has some issues that he's been dealing with outside the field and trying to make sure those things are situated. But, you know, it would be good to have him back considering whoever's going to be named the head coach. But he was the offense this year for Southern, so you don't want to lose that.
Absolutely. I thought preseason he could have been the SWAC player of the year with his gifts and talents, and there you see him right there. The kid is pretty good. I hope he comes back. You know, another guy who was good for us was Darren Morris. Mm-hmm. You know, if Darren catches it, it's a possibility he can take it to the house.
Every time. You know, it was just the issue with Darren Morris was who was going to be his quarterback.
Correct.
That revolving door at the quarterback position and inconsistency between Ashton Strother, Cameron McCoy, and then we got just a little sneak peek of Jalen Woods before that injury up at Itabena against Mississippi Valley.
Yeah, Jalen was definitely who I had slated to start this year, and the loss of him was huge for the Jaguars. You know, another player is right there, Dupree Fuller. Mm-hmm. You know, I really expected Dupree to have a opportunity to possibly play in the league. He's a big cat, he can catch it, and I think if they put some weight on him, he could possibly be an NFL player.
Dupree Fuller comes into the season second team all SWAC, but once again, just like Darren Morris, that revolving door at quarterback, so the inconsistency in catches for him to be able to get those receptions and be able to add up those yards have really affected him this year.
What do you think will happen with Cam McCoy? Cam's got some gifts, you know, and I really liked using him in an RPO situation. Do you think does he have any eligibility left? Is he coming back? What are you hearing about Cam?
I'm not sure what Cam's going to do. You know, he transferred in from Jackson State, where he was in a quarterback battle last year with who was the preseason.
And that was his third stop, because I know he went to Eastern Michigan before that.
And then got to Jackson State and then came here. So, you know, he was in the battle with Jacoby Morgan, who ended up being a SWAC Offensive Player of the Year and who's now the starting quarterback at Jackson State. Mm-hmm. And Cameron got hurt against Southern and ultimately ended up transferring to Southern. How about that? And you see him right here throwing it for a touchdown.
Yeah, we had some good pieces on offense. Kobe Brown. I thought Michael Franklin was going to really be a star, a standout for the Jaguars. Injuries, killed his season. So.
And you know what happened with this offense as we look at it? Remember, we go back into that game after the Alabama State in which Southern lost at home, and Terrence Graves, who was the head coach at the time, came in and said, we're going to make some changes in terms of offensive play caller. And he took the duties from Mark Frederick and changed it over to now interim coach Fred McNair.
Yeah, and I was expecting the offense to really hit a different output when McNair became co-offensive coordinator. And it still kind of sputtered.
Yeah.
You know, outside of one game where we scored 30-some points, I thought was still kind of sputtered offensively. So basically, we're going to be looking at a whole new offense, and hopefully some of these talented players will stay on the Jaguar squad for next year. All right, when we come back, we're going to have our defensive highlights from the 2025 season on the Jaguar Football Show. Stay with us.
Louisiana, your area codes just got lucky. Introducing the new Louisiana Lottery Area Code Scratch-Offs. 5 codes, 5 tickets. Top prize, $50,000. Rep your code and play the Area Code Scratch-Offs today.
In December of 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. There's an initial shock, I guess, but instead of turning it into a verdict, I considered it a challenge. As it turned out, Blue Cross Blue Shield, it was amazing. I was able to focus in on getting well, as opposed to wondering how I was going to pay for it. I'm Laura. I'm from New Orleans. I am cancer-free for 13 years and looking forward to so many more.
Mom, you know I hate going to the dentist.
Yes, but you're a real trooper and didn't give Dr. Daniel any problem.
Well, I like Dr. Pam. She really knows how to get me to relax. And I like how my teeth look when we leave Carousel.
Well, that's what a good dentist is supposed to do.
At Carousel, our dental team works hard to create beautiful smiles and take great care of your teeth. Call us for an appointment today.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
More than a century of fueling those in need has left our name etched in the history books. As the world changes, so do we at ExxonMobil Louisiana, ever evolving to be not an energy company of today, but the energy company of tomorrow. We're committed to tackling the world's toughest energy challenges, leading critical lower emission initiatives and growing opportunity for all. ExxonMobil, more than a century of proud Louisiana loyalty.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show. All right, we saw those offensive hits. Now let's see some defensive hits from the 2025 Southern University Jaguars. Roll the tape. Perry, you know, on defense this year, I thought that we were really scattered. I thought that coming into the season, I really thought that defense was a place we didn't have to worry about. You know, we're going to be able to depend on our defense. But unfortunately, defense was one of the areas where we really needed improvement. You know, playing 10 yards off the ball at the cornerback positions and really not tackling very well most of the season really cost us a lot of those L's we got this year.
It did, man. You know, Coach Henry Miller, who's the defensive coordinator coming into this year, one thing Southern can lay his hat on for the past couple of years was defense, right?
Exactly.
But they regressed this year, and you look at some of the losses on the defensive line as well as in the defensive backfield, and as you talk about those corners playing off a little bit, and teams really took advantage of that, being able to get that cushion. And then it was the yards after the catch because Southern had a tough time being able to make open field tackles, one-on-one, man-to-man, and letting guys get past them. And as the season went on, I think the more and more film came out, teams realized Southern's interior was not what Southern thought it was, and they started attacking it and really running the ball on Southern.
Right up the middle, yeah. You know, Kelby Givens had a good year. You know, I think he'll get an opportunity to play at the next level. But guys like Elijah West and Horatio Johnson, Herman Brister, who still got eligibility, I thought those guys definitely could have played just a little bit better this year and held their positions down.
Nagging injuries, though. You know,
yeah.
As the season went on, they just kept getting banged up more and more. And that's what the defense had to deal with because everybody was attacking them. And so, you know, when you're dealing with those injuries, but the issue was no depth when you start to talk about the recruiting side. And I think that was one of the issues with the defense. And that was one of the few interceptions that we had this year, especially for a pick six. But I think the depth in recruiting really hurt Southern this year.
Yeah, I was at Jamario Campbell. Yeah, you know, a surprise for me was Grayson LaFleur. Mm-hmm. He came on strong toward the middle and end of the season and really got some nice work. and look forward to seeing him play again next year if he comes back. You know, what's crazy, Perry, is because of the transfer portal and, of course, NIL money, your roster can change, literally be flipped every season. And, you know, I don't know how coaches can literally depend on knowing who they got year in, year out. You probably have to over-recruit. You probably have to, you know, dip into that transport portal as well as, you know, stack players for depth because you don't know who's going to leave and who, you know, and all that. And it's got to be a challenge for coaches.
One of the big things real quick before break, coaches have to do a good job of being able to have people on staff to evaluate high school talent as well as transfer talent. And the coaches can't do it all themselves when they have to develop guys. So Southern, that's one of the things with the new coach or whoever it's going to be, they're going to have to really do some investment in terms of how to make recruiting better for Southern. And it falls into NIL because we know the new student today, they're looking for the bag.
I just really wonder how much NIL is actually out there in SWAC. You know, the economies of scale is not there. You know, you talk about Power 5 and these kids are getting six-figure, sometimes $1 million deals, and I know that kind of money is not flowing in the SWAC.
They looking for a couple thousand here and there when they looking at Southern. You know, the SWAC schools. Can I get 3,000, 4,000, 5,000? That go a long way though.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, we'll have our off-week players of the week, and we'll talk the Southern University coaching search is heating up, y'all. Stay with us on the Jaguar Football Show.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
Find more of what you're looking for at L'Auberge Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at L'Auberge Baton Rouge.
To protect my mental health, I like to listen to music and go on walks and just try to clear my mind.
I like to just go home, turn off all electronics, go on Do Not Disturb on my phone, and just sit there and prepare for the next day.
I read my Bible app every morning, and I also read daily affirmations just to make sure I stay motivated in my day-to-day.
Please call 988 if you're struggling with mental health or you need someone to talk to.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show. All right, Perry, each week in this segment we have our top choice players of the week. And of course we didn't have a game, but we always have the players of the week because student athletes have to do things beyond just play ball. So it's about going to class, it's about doing something in the community, it's about becoming a better man. So, but we're talking football, so for the year, our offensive top choice player of the week will probably be Trey
Holly.
I think Trey probably finished around, 800 yards rushing. He probably would have scratched 1,000 had he not had some nicked up injuries. And so Trey Holly, offensive player of the week. On the defensive side, you got to give it to Kelby Givens. defensive end Kelby Givens held down his spot, made quite a few sacks and quite a few tackles for loss. Looking forward to hopefully seeing him on Sunday. And on special teams, I think Hicks, Gerard Hicks, he had a bunch of good returns, and if you give him a little opening, he'll get you a nice 20, 30-yard return, which is great field position for the offense to start. So congratulations to those guys for the top choice players of the week. Perry, now let's jump into some coaching talk. Everywhere I move around, that's what people want to know. Who the next coach?
What you tell them?
Who's next coach? Well, you know, I tell them I'm staying out of it because I don't get paid to help choose a coach. And I wish A.D. Roman Banks and the board members and whoever else is on that committee the best of luck. That's a tough job.
It is.
In this climate, it's a tough job. It's a job that you got to marry ability, but you also got to marry the right money and the right opportunity. And now, of course, with NIL, you got to have a little bit of NIL mixed in. But I think a lot of people don't realize a head coach today really needs to come with somewhat of a staff or some people in mind for his staff. You can't be named head coach and then put together a staff. You got to have some folks that you worked with together somewhere along the way, and you trust their abilities to have your back on a football field. So with that, let's jump into some of the people that are talking about for this possible Southern University football coach. Now, first one.
We got pictures.
Marshall Faulk. New Orleans boy.
Ninth Ward.
Had a great career for the St. Louis Rams. Hall of Famer, probably.
Yeah. Greatest show on turf.
And, you know, really, really, really heck of a running back, heck of a football player. Currently running backs coach at Colorado with primetime, Deion Sanders. And so, you know, again, respect Marshall for what he did in the NFL, but I think this is his first year coaching.
Yeah.
And so the question becomes, Marshall, you know, do you have the bona fides to become a SWAC coach?
Yeah.
And I always go back to, you know, Pete Richardson, Eddie Robinson, Archie, Gunslinger Cooley, all those giants in the SWAC. Those guys, that's what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't do something on the side. They didn't just try to coach. They came up in the ranks, and they became great head coaches, great men. I think that's going to be tough for Marshall to come in and assemble a staff, even if he gets the job, and really make the impact. It'll probably be a 3 or 4 year project at best. What's your take on that?
I will keep it going. Look, Chennis Berry.
Okay.
What you like about Chennis Berry? Former offensive line coach at Southern and offensive coordinator. One thing about Chennis Berry, he kept Southern with an offensive lineman in all SWAC, a running back all SWAC, and Southern had prolific under him. You had the all-time leading passer, the all-time leading receiver, the all-time SWAC leading rusher in Lenore Artillery.
True.
So, and he's undefeated so far at South Carolina State in the MEAC, and his team just won. They're going to a Celebration Bowl.
Absolutely. I like Coach Berry.
Would love to have him.
Good spirit. You know, enjoyed my time when he was with Coach Odoms, and really proud of his success at South Carolina State. We'll see how much the Southern powers that be like him.
Money talks.
Money talks. Money talks. Next guy up,
Oh.
another former Jaguar assistant, Trey Oliver, current coach at North Carolina Central. I really like Trey.
I do like
Trey's
Trey.
a smooth fella. Always seemed professional and intentional about what he was doing. He's had great success at North Carolina Central. I think is he the current Black College National Champion?
No, Chennis Berry went last year and Jackson State beat him, but he beat Coach Deion Sanders in Shadur. Well, they was at Jackson State, so he has a Black College National Championship.
2 years ago.
Yep, at North Carolina Central.
Right. So you know, again, he's ascended the heights and won his conference and won the Black College National Championship. So again, nice gentleman. I think he could be a fine coach for us.
I like Trey Oliver too. Come on, I'll take both of them.
All right.
Ty, they both good.
The last guy we're gonna put up here.
That's my boy.
Joel Taylor.
That's my boy.
From West Georgia.
Oh yeah, I like
University
Joel.
of West Georgia. you know, I don't know so much about him. Tell us about him, Perry.
Joe Taylor is an alum of South Carolina State, where he's a captain of the football team. He ended up going to be at Mercer as a defensive coordinator. Took their defense from 107th in the nation to 17th, and they were a perennial power, making the FCS playoffs. He's now at University of West Georgia, transitioning them from Division II to Division I in terms of FCS. He's done a great job. They've been ranked in the top 25 thus far this year. He's a guy that I think a program builder, and when you could transform a D2 school to D1, you show him you know what it's like to build a program.
All right, so I'm gonna put the Perry White got $500,000. Perry White has the ear of the athletic director and the ear of the coaching search committee. How would you rank these 4 choices, Perry?
Woo! I would go Chennis Berry.
Chennis Berry.
I would go Trey Oliver.
Trey Oliver.
I would go Joel Taylor.
Joel Taylor.
And then Marshall Falk got a lot to prove to me. All 3 of those guys have proved something at the programs they had. Marshall Falk, I got a lot of question marks in. I don't know if those will be able to translate, because at Southern, the position that we're in now, I don't know if we have time to watch him learn how to be a coach when all 3 of those guys ahead of him have shown us that they're proven coaches.
I agree. And I'm not going to go down that road, because
Whoever
the next coach is, I'm hoping that he sits next to me. And so I'm not going to pick the wrong guy. I got to work with the right guy.
The Jaguar football show with whoever the coach is.
Right. That's it. So when we come back, we're going to talk some Bayou Classic 2025 on the Jaguar Football Show. Stay with us.
More than a century of fueling those in need has left our name etched in the history books. As the world changes, so do we at ExxonMobil Louisiana, ever evolving to be not an energy company of today, but the energy company of tomorrow. We're committed to tackling the world's toughest energy challenges, leading critical lower emission initiatives, and growing opportunity for all. ExxonMobil, more than a century of proud Louisiana loyalty.
You can't smell it, but you can almost taste it. And whether it's for a family get-together or a game day feast, having Manda in the mix always sounds good. For 3 generations, their quality meats and original seasonings have made Manda a Louisiana legend and made their family sausage Louisiana's family sausage. Manda Fine Meats, the flavor says it all.
At CareSouth Medical and Dental WIC, we take pride in helping families to better understand their nutritional needs. Our goal is to help expecting mothers and new mothers to take the best care of themselves and develop a healthy lifestyle that will benefit their infants from birth to childhood. When you participate in the WIC program, you will receive healthy, nutritious foods, breastfeeding support, and nutritional counseling. At CareSouth WIC, we believe healthy families are the best families. Call us for an appointment today at 225-650-2093.
My name is Trina. I'm from New Orleans, and I've been with Blue Cross Blue Shield for almost a year. Last year, it was right after my husband and I got married, I was diagnosed with a heart condition. When I received the diagnosis, I was terrified. And it was just so reassuring to know that I was covered. It's very empowering. Having the Blue Cross Blue Shield card in my wallet feels like armor. I'm just like, wow.
Don't be afraid. Conquer your fears. And play. Midnight Money. Win up to $13,000. Midnight Money from the Louisiana Lottery.
Welcome back to the Jaguar Football Show. Perry, we now turn our attention quickly to the Bayou Classic 2025 in the Superdome. Of course, we went to the presser today. If you can, put up some of those images. But Perry, I think it's a toss-up. Who do you have this year for the Bayou Classic?
You gonna put me on the spot again?
Got to put you on the spot, buddy.
Well, the way Southern has been looking all year, what we know one thing about it, Southern's going to play a good first half of football. It's been the second half that's gotten away from Southern thus far this year. So I guess if I'm looking at that, Southern's going to have to come out in the second half, make those adjustments, and go ahead and get in and get out and get a W.
And I believe that Southern, this is the kind of year where Southern could surprise Grambling. Grambling's got the better record. I think they're 7-4. And, you know, I was talking to Coach Mickey Joseph, and he's ready, of course.
Well, since you put me on the spot the last time, who you got winning the game?
I got Southern University Jaguars winning the game. All right. All right. And y'all can catch Chef Celeste down there at Business at the Bayou Classic at the Hyatt. Y'all go and check out Chef Celeste. She'll be doing her thing. When we come back, we're going to close out this week's edition of the Jaguar Football Show.
To protect my mental health, I just take little breaks during stressful situations and realize where you are and what you're doing and reevaluate the situation from a different angle.
I like to journal, listen to music, and like go on walks. The scenery really like uplifts me.
I personally listen to music, I read books, I give myself affirmations to know that I'm going to be okay, and I know that I am better at defeating my mental.
Protect your mentals. Find more of what you're looking for at LeBear's Baton Rouge. More of the games you love with 1,000 slots, 50 tables, and a sports book. More of the flavors you crave with the area's best Asian cuisine and great steaks. More staycation relaxation with our rooftop pool, luxury rooms and suites, and epic views of the Mississippi. More top-name performers and the best local artists, plus an exceptional staff to take care of your every need. Add more to your story at LeBear's Baton Rouge.
I'm Gabrielle McLeod on behalf of the Louisiana Propane Dealers. I have spent hundreds of hours preparing for scholarship competitions. That preparation paid off when I won the Fitness and Talent Awards along with the title of Miss Louisiana. The Louisiana Propane Dealers are also pretty talented and want you to be prepared for when the power goes out. Visit LouisianaPropane.com to find out about propane generators and other safety tips. Louisiana Propane, it truly is the fuel for our future.
See y'all at the Classic. Go Jags!